Hey guys, me Dave. It's 4/21, 2023, so it's Friday night. So I'm just sitting here chilling out. I am having a couple drinks and all this stuff, but I'm just sitting here chilling out, cooking for the dogs and all this stuff, and um, not much going on with targeting. You know, when they give you downtime, you think about all the bad things they've done to you and your pets and all this stuff. I know I've mentioned this before, but they tortured the hell out of my Doberman. I think they killed four of our dogs, and stuff, and make them have medical issues where they can mimic real medical issues where they're really sick and all this stuff. And what they do is they put the knife on the table and they want you to use it on yourself. They put the knife on the table and they want you to use it on yourself. It's the same way with your pets. They make the pet sick and then you put the pet down and they're like, well, we didn't do that. You did it. We didn't do that. You did it. And it takes the guilt off them. But when really they have you put your pet down and they're really responsible for that, and that's what they do in this program. They'll do anything to take the responsibility off themselves, and all this stuff, and and that's what they do in this program. That's the way the program works. But so I wanted to talk about like nonprofits and all that stuff. What's going to happen in the future? If right now we don't have any legitimate nonprofits. They want to charge us money for things. They want to, we ask them for help and they want to charge us, knowing TIs don't have any money and things like that. Like targeted justice and stuff like that. So right now we don't have any legitimate nonprofits or organizations that will help us. What's going to happen if this does get worse? If this does get worse and they hit the wrong person, they might hit the wrong person, you guys. They might hit somebody big, and they might hit the wrong person. Um, and, that could cause them trouble. So what happens if more and more victims come out? More and more victims come out. We're complaining about this. They call us mentally ill. We're this. We're that. Oh my God, we're criminals. And all this stuff. I don't believe they're calling us terrorists and we're on the terrorist watch list and all that stuff. I don't believe that. What Target just talks about. I don't believe that at all. They want you to think that, but so there's a narrative of the perps. Um, and stuff. But so what happens if they hit more and more of us and they hit somebody big, or they hit a relative of somebody big? You know, what I'm trying to say is that we need. It's not going to happen right now because there's not enough of us coming out, but someday, when there's too many victims complaining about this and government workers and everything else, we need a national agency to only deal with this, what do you want to call it? I don't know, targeting. I was thinking about this today. We need a big national over the whole country. If this is going to get so bad, we need somebody or some people big to open up a national nonprofit where we can go get help. And not be discriminated against, not be judged, and all this stuff. We need a big facility where we can go for help. And that might happen someday if they hit the wrong people and somebody big does something. They might hit, a member of DOD. They might hit their daughter, their boyfriend, I don't know, they might hit somebody big someday and they're going to strike a nerve and somebody's going to go after these people like they are right now. They haven't been doing it for the last 6 months, but they're going after somebody. They piss somebody off. So what we need is a national nonprofit who believes us. And there would have to be a medical facility there to tell. We could go there at no charge and complain about this, get medical care, and deal with what we're going through. Give us psychological help because of all the trauma. This isn't going to happen right away, but someday, if this keeps on getting worse and worse and worse, they're going to hit the wrong person, and they're going to start up a national organization, nonprofit, and we're going to be able to go somewhere for help. If this keeps on continuing like it is, and that's what we need. We need a real national nonprofit to stick up for us and say, this is wrong. The government is wrong for doing this. These contractors are wrong for doing this, and we need to help these people. They're not mentally ill. They're mentally injured, just like Brian Dew says. And we are injured, trauma injured, and I bet every one of us have PTSD. If I get downtime like I am getting right now, I think about all the bad things they're doing to me. I got PTSD for sure. Killing my pets, almost killing me, hurting my family members, and all this stuff. And and that's what I think about on my downtime. I'm always thinking about this. I don't. These bullshit perps that say, "Oh, forget about this," and "Oh, let it go," and all. How can you let it go when they almost kill you and kill your pets? I can't let that go. Does God forgive people that evil? Does God forgive people that evil? Who can answer that question? Does God forgive people this evil? Well, I don't think so. That's what I think. But if this keeps up and more victims keep on coming out and all this stuff, and they keep on hitting government workers and government workers and government workers and all this stuff to bring this out, there might be people that will start a national kind of a help center, or a medical health center facility to help us. That's way, I'm talking way down the line, but it could happen someday. Somebody's got to believe us. We are being tortured to hell. And you just don't come down with mental illness and all this stuff. When we speak, we're competent. We're speaking well, and and all this stuff. Somebody's gonna look at us and say, "You don't have mental illness." I don't believe that you're this, you're that, you're this or that. You don't become something overnight. It doesn't make any sense. If you look back on my history, it doesn't make any sense. But right now, the doctors are involved. The nurses are involved. Everyone is involved. They're being paid off and strong-armed and everything else. Right now. Someday, if it does get so bad, somebody's gonna have to open up an agency, a non-profit agency, to help us. And they're going to be flooded with victims, government and non-government workers. And we're going to be flooding that place, and it's going to be medical care at no charge. And they're going to be doing tests. They're going to be able to do tests and show that we're being hit with these weapons. So, the future it's gonna get worse if it does get worse, But we got to think positive and think somebody is going to do something big to help us someday. You know, there should be a call line right now. If you're being hit with direct energy weapons and everything else. Now, the State Department did a survey, and I wrote to them directly. I didn't download it from Derek's site. I wrote to them directly. They sent me that survey. Directly to my email. I didn't download it from a site. I said, I am a victim of this. This is what I'm going through and everything else. I took that survey. Nothing became of that. Yeah, I realize that. Nothing became of that. It's a big, huge cover-up. It will explode. I mean, it's ready to explode someday. It will explode. And, you know, I mean, this is years down the road, but, you know, somebody has to start something this big. You know, start a national nonprofit, kind of like what's that nonprofit? Well, I can't think of the nonprofit. They go after everyone, but you know, so you know, if victims keep on coming out and all this stuff, they're not going to be able to deny this forever. They're not. You know, I gave it 5 years. 5 years. Something's going to happen in 5 years. You know, and they're not going to be able to cover this up forever. This will come out. It will come out. You know, just think of this. You know, these agencies are so powerful. They really do have a lot of power and all this stuff. But they're not the ones torturing us. These contractors are torturing us. They're not necessarily following a manual, you guys. They took a laser to my head and they crushed my temples in. Does that say do that in the manual? The FBI was begging me to take medication so this would stop. They didn't want me to be tortured that bad. In my program, these agencies don't want to see me get tortured that bad, you guys. They don't. These contractors are acting alone. And they get a little bit of power, and they think they have so much power they don't have. You know, until they get rid of them. You know, I don't know where they go. Are they in the bottom of the lake? I don't know. Where do they go? They have more guys than switch my socks, you guys. Really, in my program. So anyway, but so it's gonna have to get worse, and there's gonna be more victims, and they're not gonna be able to shut us up. They're not gonna be able to shut us up. And these perps, all these non-profit perps that are running around and all this stuff, we need a big non-profit facility where we need millions of dollars, and we need to build a medical facility for TIs where they can come no charge. There ain't no charge. And like I said, Hoffer does an eye test where he can tell you're being hit with these weapons. They're gonna have to come out one of these days. It's gonna come out one of these days. It is. It may get worse. But we need somebody to help us. Like a big organization to help us and bring this out all over the country. If it's going to get that bad. We need to be able to walk into a medical building and say, I'm being hit with these weapons, and they'll do tests and give us medical help. You know, I don't know. Is it going to get to that point? We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll give it 5 years, you guys. We'll see what happens in 5 years. Anyway, that's my video for tonight. We need some help here, and they're gonna hit the wrong person sometime, and it's gonna be the wrong person with power, and they might come and help us. We gotta keep positive. We can't just sit here and they're gonna kill us and everything else. We gotta stay positive. We're gonna get out of this somehow. We got nonprofits for everything: lions, dogs, cats, sanctuaries. I mean, for all these animals and everything else. And we're sitting here being tortured to hell, and there ain't nothing yet. Somebody's gotta create a national organization that will help TIs around the country, around the world. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen someday. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off. I'll talk to you guys later.